I'm Adam Ancho with Pro Football Weekly's final mock draft presented by Verizon Fios. I'm joined by our draft expert, Nolan Nawrocki. And Nolan, there's so many questions, so much uncertainty surrounding this draft, whether it's trades or who's going to draft who where. Let's start at the top, though. You never had Cam Newton in your mock at the top until now. Why is it Carolina?
I had to bite the bullet. I didn't want to believe it, but the Carolina Panthers are going to select Cam Newton. It's their guy. They need the quarterback. It's an important piece of the offense, and they're going to move forward with him.
You said it's basically Marty Hurney putting his job on the line. We'll see if that's the way it pans out. As we look down through the top five, pretty standard. We've seen this a lot. Von Miller going 2, 3 is Marcel Dareus, 4 AJ Green. Those seem to be pretty much set in stone there in some form or another. Looking as we get farther down, 5 through 8, what are you hearing there?
That's where the trade's got the potential to start. I think even 4, there's some talk right now going on. But you got 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I think could be a lot of movement in those spots. Cleveland, Julio Jones could be there, or another team could come up and look to nab him at that spot.
Obviously, you have Gabbert slipping all the way to 7. Could be some trade action surrounding that pick as well. Looking farther down, Cameron Jordan going 10 to the Washington Redskins. 11, the Houston Texans. We've seen a lot of different defensive players talked about there. At 12, you have Aldon Smith to the Minnesota Vikings. Seems like he's a name that has popped up a lot recently. Caught a lot of steam late in the process.
Yeah, I think he's risen to the top of the defensive end class. He's the guy that is the cleanest. You know, there's no medical concerns like there are with Daquan Bowers and Robert Quinn, so he's the guy that could push up in this year's draft.
Yeah, we've seen him slowly move up throughout. We'll see if 12 is his ceiling or if he continues to rise. Moving on 14, the Corey Legit going to the St. Louis Rams. It seems like a real safe pick there. Robert Quinn slipping all the way to 16 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously a lot of medical concerns. At 17, very interesting. The New England Patriots, you have them possibly looking to trade up, but in this spot at 17, Christian Ponder.
I don't think he's going to the New England Patriots, but I think there is a lot of interest, and I think there's a very good chance he's going to come off right in this area.
Yeah, obviously that would be with the 3rd quarterback taken. We'll see how many end up going. 19, Anthony Costanzo. The Buccaneers get their defensive lineman in Adrian Claiborne. 22, Solder to the Colts. Gabe Carimi going to the Eagles at 23. At 25, we've come full circle with this pick, I think. Seattle taking Jake Locker, the hometown boy. Would they be happy to see him there?
I think they would love it. It'd be a lot like Aaron Rodgers falling to the Packers years ago. I think it's a guy that Pete Carroll has really grown to like over the years, had to play against him at USC, and he did beat the Trojans twice. So I think he's a guy that would have a lot of momentum in Seattle.
That would be 4 quarterbacks. Looking at 27, we see the Atlanta Falcons taking the 5th in the 1st round. Andy Dalton, I'm guessing that Matt Ryan probably doesn't have anything to worry about. You say the Falcons possibly looking to trade up. What are you hearing there?
Yeah, I think the receiver is the guy that they're looking for in Atlanta, so I don't expect them to be in this pick, but I do expect there to be a lot of interest for Andy Dalton at the slot.
So you think maybe one of those teams up high or at the beginning of the 2nd trying to get up and get their quarterback?
Exactly.
Now, looking at 29, Stephen Paya going to the Bears. There's one name, though, if you look all the way down past 32 that's not there. Daquan Bowers, at one point #1. We know the injury concerns with him, now sliding completely out of the 1st round.
Yeah, there's so many teams that looked at that knee and really tried to figure out whether they'd be able to keep him. And the shelf life is 3 to 4 years, so I think a lot of teams took him off of the board, and there's a good chance he could fall into the 2nd round.
It's always an interesting process to try and come up with a mock draft. Obviously, you get halfway through and it seems like everything falls apart when you get trades and all these things. That's what we've got going into the draft. We'll see what happens coming out. For the best information around the draft, make sure to follow us on Twitter or go to ProFootballWeekly.com.